How about an SONY conversation?
A Sony conversation. I thought you'd never ask. I wasn't there that night, but Steve and Jerry reported up. But I'm saying your first name. It's gonna mix in between the gamer, the tags, and the first name. It's just gonna happen. It's gonna be what it's gonna
Yeah.
be. They reported on the Activision Microsoft deal, and I wrote up a little thing on the website about the implications of that deal. And that is a video games landscape shift. Um, this next deal from Sony is big, not necessarily to that degree. Not necessarily to that degree.
Not in the same price tag.
Not even yeah, not even the same price tag.
Half
One
off.
price tag was nice. The other one, this other one's good. If you caught my reference there. Uh, but there's something about this one that like, did it cost the same? No. Does it hit different? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Sony has purchased Microsoft's X game developer Bungie in a situation so awkward as literally a TV trope in sitcoms. For 3.6 billion, the 3.6 billion-dollar deal again comes right after the Activision deal. As far as the reporting we had from Sony so far, Bungie will still be allowed to make their own independent games, and as far as we can understand, that doesn't mean there's an exclusivity contract. So for the Destiny players that have been getting involved in that community, and the Witch Queen's getting like very close to being released, like it's a week or two at most. I don't remember the exact release date, but it's coming up very soon. Um, and Bungie's been doing a great job on, it's been iterative of getting like cross play between PC players and the Xbox players, and now finally Sony, so PlayStation players can play together. So like that mingling has been really great and awesome for that community. Oh, thank you. February 22nd. Appreciate that. Just got dropped in the comments. Thank you, Don. Uh, woo, woo, woo.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I I have been I'm so behind on Halo, and I'm like, crap, I need to finish that so I can get on to Destiny. People have been trying to get me to play on Destiny. So as far as we understand, it's not going to affect that. But what I would likely expect is that, in the same way that Microsoft has talked about, there would be some games that will probably be Activision exclusive or Xbox exclusive developed by Activision. I would expect a similar thing with Sony and Bungie. And it's really going to be interesting who breaks first.
Hmm.
What I mean by that, who's going to make the first exclusive? Like, who is going to be the one to say,
Throw the first stone in the glass house.
yeah, who's going to say Call of Duty is exclusive to Xbox? Like, who's going
I
to pull that trigger?
I don't think they will. Um, because they've already kind of engaged in a bunch of what I'll call good faith gaming. Where they understand, like, yeah, they have a couple of exclusives here and there, but like for cases where like they're already trying to push towards cross-platform gaming between consoles, and not just, oh, like you could play on the PS5 and PC, or
Right.
Xbox whatever and PC. Like they're trying to complete the trifecta, um, which makes sense because like the more people that you have playing a game and are in a community, the longer that game's lifespan is, and the more that you can, like, the more mileage you can get out of it. There's a number of games that have released on an anecdote, which I'll drop is what is that? What's that game? It's Armello. Armello is a game, like, it's a fun PC game, and they released it on Switch, and the game has been out for like a while on both of those consoles, and they have not. They only recently, I think, are starting to work on cross-platform play, and both of those games for both separate consoles, the communities are basically like dead. It is so difficult to get a game with people that you don't already know to like going, that it's like, if you this game could have popped off if you had released it with, Switch and PC play, or when the Switch version come out, it was already cross-platform compatible. But you like shoot yourself in the foot because there's
Yeah.
nobody playing this game anymore. or there's the community's so scattered that like we're in such different day night cycles that like we're never online at the same time, and it's still nearly impossible to get a game. So for the big companies with massive player bases, it's like so it's even better. Like if you like you have however many hundreds of thousand people playing on PC, plus the folks who are playing on console on 360, not 360, but Xbox series, whatever, and PS5/PS4. All those communities coming together means there's that many more people playing the game that you can interact with, that you can hang out with, that will keep the like lifeblood of the game going, like for so much longer, that it's I we don't really have an understanding of how much better it is for the gaming community because we've never been
Very
here
true.
before.
Yeah, this is uncharted territory.
Yeah,
Um,
and we've been sailing towards it for a while, and we're kind of starting to pick. This metaphor doesn't make sense. We were sailing towards
yeah.
it for a while, and we're kind of starting to pick the fruit from the tree. I don't know where this tree is, but it's on a boat. It's very complicated. But like we're just starting to get there, and yeah, like both of these purchases by Microsoft and by Sony could be opportunities for them to turtle shell in extra hard and to just hoard games under their banners. I don't. I think in the long term, I think that's the wrong move for both of them. They could probably both do it, and it would be fine. It worked fine. Well, given that
Sorry,
there's
worked fine for them, but
I
not
was
necessarily
about
for
to
the
say
consumer.
it worked fine for Sega. No, it did not. No, it didn't. Um,
That's why I'm wondering about the blink. Who's gonna blink first? Because Call of Duty exclusive on Xbox would be
that would be big.
that could be that would be a console purchase shift for a
It
lot of
it
people.
could be, but like also like folks ain't got infinite money. It's like console these
True.
days. It's like you can maybe you could drop what when the PS3 came out, I think it was like $500, $600. Like maybe you could drop, or was it 4 or 5? I can't remember, but it was
Yeah, no,
it was
you're right
high.
because it was. I think it was four. Oh God,
I thought it's five six,
it
but
was rough.
but
I mean,
it's like maybe you can drop $400 on the console of your choice and a bunch of games. But what you probably can't do is like, oh, let me drop $400 over here and then $500 over here and then buy these over like separate games. I need to keep these separate controllers and these separate like storage devices and all this like that stuff just too unmanageable. If it got that bad, what you might see is people shifting more to
trust me, it is
PC.
unmanageable.
Wait, what did you say? I missed it.
I say, trust me, it is unmanageable.
Yeah,
It's,
as Kenny gestures behind himself to those
it's like
piles of video games.
y'all know this isn't even the whole setup. It's stupid.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's the
It's like
amount of
I
hard drives.
my video
God.
game collection back in my mom's house is like spread between like 4 rooms. So,
Yeah. Sorry. Keep going. I'm just like,
but
God,
yeah, but basically it's like
I'm
I don't think we're gonna go that direction in the long term. I think it would be damaging to one of them, or more so
yeah,
than the other. I don't know. I don't given that they've already tried to like engage in good faith. Like I think like they want to get some stuff under their bucket of like, oh hey, we like, if you give us Call of Duty, we'll make sure that this game stays over here and the contract is sealed and we're all still happy because we have something to offer you still. But like when if it's one of them like is amassing power and catalogs and stuff, and it's just like, oh yeah, the only reason that there's games on your console is because we let there be games on your console. I understand that's not a position that Sony wants to be in. Realistically, this deal's been going on and been talked about for probably the same length of time as the Blizzard Activision deal, but they happen to be announced 1 week apart. I don't think like Sony got on
yeah,
the field like, get me another game. I need some game. I need Bungie right now. Like, I don't think that they did that. Like, once the Activision Blizzard thing came out, it wouldn't just be feasible. But like, I think like they want to have some punching power, so it makes sense for them to be like, oh well, let's acquire some of our own catalog stuff, so we have some bargaining chips to play around with, and we're not necessarily forfeiting the exclusives that we already have on our own
yeah.
consoles. We want to keep those. But we can still be like, oh yeah, 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 you can have whatever, and we'll keep those games over there. If that's okay, it'd be cool if you guys want to have this game because we got this other company. Everybody like Destiny 2. It's real popular.
Man, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild.
Hopefully not. Hopefully
Oh,
not.
well, I mean, at least there's gonna be more purchases. At
Yes,
least.
I think so for sure.
And I still couldn't tell you how Game Pass makes money because I know the consoles don't really make money. Microsoft really has not made money on the Xbox gaming division either. Like they haven't like necessarily been hemorrhaging like in the red per se, but it hasn't been like a money maker. So like in my brain, I'm still wondering like what am I missing?
You got to remember because we talked about this before. Like Microsoft isn't just the gaming division. Like it's also the PC stuff as well. So it's like the stuff that you can get from the gaming community, the console gaming community, it are also things that you can be like, oh hey, and all this stuff is on the Microsoft Windows gaming store, and like building that catalog. And if that's like an extra reason, like Microsoft Gaming Store probably for you and I don't mean anything, but if you're
Right.
like a little kid and you're playing on your family computer or whatever, and you're like,
Very
oh
true.
yeah, the Microsoft Gaming Store is where I go to get all of my video games. Like, then you're probably like, wow, this is big. You got Minecraft, you got Fortnite, you got
Is that my
Player
kid
Unknown
voice?
Battleground. Yeah, your voice has to crack constantly when you're imitating a child. It's very important.
It does.
Um, but yeah, like so if you're a kid and you have a family computer that you can game on, maybe the Microsoft Windows store is where you primarily go, because if everybody's playing Minecraft, that's probably where you go to download it to. And like, oh wow, they have
Very
Roblox, oh
true.
wow, they have this, that, and the other, and all that stuff kind of comes together
Roblox.
and builds. I don't get Roblox, but I do now. I watched a video on it for like an hour, so I
No,
understand
I
why
understand. I
kids are
just
playing it.
the
Um,
company upsets
yeah,
me.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's like it's about having those things under your banner, and if those reasons are why your 10-year-old kid says like, "Oh, mom, I want to get a Windows laptop because I want to play Minecraft with my friends," that's a whole nother reason.